Hey, happy new year all. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing fantastic. Today we're going to start off with some delicious fish pie. A bit more of a healthier fish pie. We're actually going to be doing mashed potato and cauliflower mash to go on top. We're also going to do a little touch of cheese as well. And then in the filling we've got some beautiful scallops, some shrimp, a bit of cod which we're going to kind of pre-bake and cook down. We're also going to make a nice little sauce with it as well. So healthier sauce, yeah. So we're actually going to be using some almond milk, a little touch of oil for the fat content, and flour for the roux. And then we're going to get some beautiful flavors in there, some thyme, some lemon, some peas. I've got some spare asparagus left over as well. And then we're just going to finish it off with some roasted root veggies as well. So I hope you guys and gals are going to look forward to this today. I'm actually going to cook the cauliflower down in some a little bit of thyme and some almond milk. The mashed potato we're just going to boil, and then we're going to add a little touch of almond milk when we combine it with the cauliflower itself. So cauliflower, and we want a potato, just one. And you can use whatever potatoes, whether it's russet or, you know. So I'm not going to cut this up too big. Obviously, the smaller you cut these up, the quicker it's going to take to cook. So about yay big. And you want them pretty much roughly the same size. You don't want one huge piece of potato, one small, because what's going to happen is the small one will cook quicker, and then the large one won't cook, and you'll end up with sloppy mash, which is not very good mashed potato. It'll be a mess. So just make sure you cut them up to nice sizes. These are going to come up to a boil very shortly, so it's on a high heat, medium-high heat. And just want about 1 or 2 pinches of salt. I won't go too crazy with it because we'll season it afterwards as well. So just a little pinch in there. So beautiful. Just carefully taking off the green. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to cut these down into kind of little florets. So just basically cutting the stem on each kind of floret, just working your way around. So you're actually taking off the big core of the cauliflower stem. So we just cutting them down into florets. And you're like, chef, you just make it look so easy. I know. It's because I've been doing it for such a long time. But there you go, there's the core. So we just literally all you do is just kind of cut around the core of the cauliflower. And if you were making a puree or something, I'd say probably like dice this up and chop this up and stuff. So but no, I'm just gonna set that aside. But we're not making puree today, we're just making a nice beautiful mash with it. So I'm gonna kind of go half with water and almond milk. So I'm gonna top the rest up with water, because the rest of this almond milk I'm gonna need for the sauce. I'm going to prep up the root veggies next, so carrots and parsnips. And if you want to, like, what was I going to say? If you want to add a little touch of sweetness to them, I'm not going to, but you can. You could add, like, maybe a little bit of honey. Maybe you want to chuck in a few sesame seeds in them or something. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just going to keep it straightforward, roasted with some garlic and maybe some herbs. So nothing too crazy for today. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm not going to go too bonkers with this. I think 3 parsnips will be fine. Maybe about 3 carrots as well. So yeah. All right, so let's cut these down into nice little battens. Now, obviously, I'm taking the stalks out of the parsnips. And kind of the most important thing is as well, if you're doing these ones, the ends, there's no point taking them out because you'll be left with nothing. So just cut them in half, they'll be fine. But more of the kind of stalky ends is usually the top ends, these thick parts. So hence why you see me kind of cutting them down. If you want to know, like, where's the cut-off point for your asparagus. So all you need to do is find out where the tough bit is at the bottom. So all you need to do is just pretty much bend it and it'll snap. And it'll snap off where it's supposed to be tough. So let's have a look. Yeah, some are a bit longer than others. But yeah, you pretty much want to kind of, they should be roughly about the same size. And, you know, that's where you want to kind of snap it. So I'm just going to kind of cut them roughly about the same there. There we go. And if you want to use these for soups, you can do. These are pretty tough. They're very fibrous, the ends. We could do some like thick little cuts. They seems to be fine, so we're going to use this. So we can just kind of char grill these down very nicely. So use these as garnishes. I don't want to kind of leave this in the fridge until it's like needs to go in the bin, so I'd rather use it now. So this is for the spinach. There we go. Leave a little bit of spinach there. Maybe I can use it for some breakfast or something. Be very nice. Right, let's give this a wish wash. So, cold water. Super important. When it comes to like leaves or spinach, anything like that, just give it a wash. Even if it says pre-washed, doesn't matter. Don't trust companies, right? They'll screw you over. Wash it yourself. At least then you physically know it's been done. So, always good to wash it. Why, chef? Why? Because you'll end up with soils in there. Sometimes as well, bacteria could be lurking in there. You're not going to see it with the naked eye. So, it's always good. Give it a little cheeky wash. Let's pop these in here. Right, so let's grate this down, amigos. Little touch of oil, not too much. If you want to use virgin olive oil, extra virgin, sorry, or if you want to use canola, I just use canola. So let's give this a mix. Just gonna let that heat up. Then we're gonna start char grilling them, and then we can set them aside. I can always heat them through as well once they're done later on in the oven. Right, let's char grill some of these little bad boys down. Char grilled zucchinis, which are looking very delightful. So, beautiful. So these are like nicely soft, but soft enough, almost like when I tell you about cooking chips or fries, when you're blanching them yourself to a point where you can just push your finger through them. That's how soft they are, but they're still holding their shape. And that's exactly the same with the veggies. That's what you want to do. Delicious. So we're going to add a little touch of garlic to this. Also a little bit of thyme. And then just a little touch of oil. And I'm talking teaspoon of oil. You don't need a lot. You don't need to soak these in oil to keep it on the healthier side of things. And all you want to do is just leave them on there for about roughly 30 seconds. Just give them a little mix up. Just give them a little toss around. Just to kind of pretty much just get out any of that excess moisture. And you can see them starting to kind of fluff up nicely. Whatever you do, don't burn them. We don't want to do that. But you just want to dry them up really nicely. So we can just start mashing them. Just pop these in the ricer. That's the last one. So yeah, I'm going to use one potato for this for today, as it's going to be half and half. Oh. There we go. Beautiful. So that's looking very lovely. Obviously, you're not going to get it as smooth as you would have like a creamy mashed potato, but you will be able to have it it will be a little bit coarse because of obviously the cauliflower. So this is why I'm just kind of mashing through it, just to get it as smooth as possible. Just going to pull out those beautiful bits of cod. Oh, it's 4 pieces, is it? I thought it was just one chunky bit. Oh, there we go. Well, we've got extra coddy fish pie then. Also, if you ever want to, your bins hanging around, you've just emptied it and you're opening the fish packet, best thing you can do, just give this a bit of a wash out, then put it in the bin. Then your bin won't stink, right? So a little bit of lemon juice. Just half. I'll keep the other half for later on. We also want a little pinch of salt. A little pinch of thyme as well. Right, so this is going to go in the oven 10-15 minutes. You don't need too long in the oven. Most of the mussels have gone off here. I can see 1 or 2, but as you can see right there, that little mussel there. So what you want to do, try and get your thumb in there, and it'll just come straight off. Now usually when you're prepping these up, when they're actually in the shells itself, it'll have the roe attached to it and all the other things. So you basically try and pull them off, and you use that to get everything off pretty much, and it'll come with all the rest of the roe and all that. So obviously these aren't from shell. Well, they were at one point, but in the packaging, but they still got that little mussel bit on there. So I'm just going over that, making sure we get it. So there's the other one there. Can you see it? So you just put your thumb through it. It'll just come straight off. So just using a few up. So I'm just cutting these in half so they're nice and small. You can cut them further if you want them into little dice. You can cut them into quarters if you want. That's entirely up to you. So these are already been deveined. They've been deshelled. So usually you want to kind of check down the middle for any kind of veins. There's no veins in here. But sometimes you might find the odd one. So just always worth just kind of open it up. As you can see, they've already like opened it up with the knife. Taken the poop sack out, shall we say. So what we're going to do, put some nice little lines going down nice horizontally through the onion. And then what you want to do, vertically the same, so I'm not cutting all the way through. Obviously the more finer lines you get out of it, the more finer dice of an onion you're going to get, so super important using your middle finger just to control that knife. And just cut all the way through that onion. Now as soon as you get down to the end piece, like so, what you want to do is just try and be very careful and just cut it in half. There we go. And then just do exactly the same, dice it up. Right, so I need a little bit of garlic as well, just a little touch. And I'm going to put a little medium-sized pan on, which I think is already washed up and put away, right? Yeah. Alrighty, so the onions, garlic, and thyme are going in now. So we're going to cook them down very nicely. So I'm going to go for about 50 ml to 50 to 60 grams. I don't want to make too much, so let's have a look. So I'm going to go too crazy with this. So this is the fat contents instead of the butter. So we're making the roux. Pop our flour in. Let's give this a little whisk. This is a great sauce for people who are dairy-free. Obviously, I'm going to be using a little touch of Parmesan on top, but you know, you can obviously disregard that if you're dairy-free. So this is also good for people who are dairy intolerant for the sauce, which is great. Fantastic. I'm going to add a little touch of mustard to this as well before we start doing anything else. So I'm going to use a little touch of yellow mustard if you want to use Dijon, you know, whichever you prefer. So on about roughly a tablespoon or 2 teaspoons. So what we're going to do, touch of the almond milk. So it's pretty much the same as making a bechamel sauce. Exactly the same thing. Add your milk little by little into the roux. If you add it all at once, you'll end up with a lumpy sauce. So just add it bit by bit. It's not going to need much more. It's going to thicken as it cooks out. We're going to start adding the onions and the garlic mix, which is next to it very shortly. So maybe a little touch of lemon juice in there as well. I'm going to chop a bit of parsley up as well. We're going to pop the fish in. Touch of parsley in there. So let's get the whisk out, because I don't want to whisk the fish, because we break it up, it'll be in pieces, it'll be a mess. Right, so I'm just going to very carefully just flake this cod into the fish pie. So when you're zesting, super important, just zest once. Don't go second time over, or you'll start going into the pith. So I'm zesting, turning, zesting, turning, zesting, turning. So I'm not zesting over the same area I've zested, so you'll end up with bitterness if you do. So just to kind of avoid that bitterness. It's going to catch the pips in my hands, so give that a nice little squeeze. So that's going in as well. There we go. All that beautiful goodness going in there. Which literally just said it. This looks like a right absolute mess right now, but it's okay, it's fine. So I'm just gonna sort that out. And just kind of spread it as well if you need to. I don't want to go too bonkers with this, but I want a good, nice little even layer on this. So the smaller one, that's not going to take 30 to 40 minutes, obviously. Sorry, that'll take about probably 10, 15 minutes, I would say, maybe a bit touch longer. Yeah, it's a little bit. It might spread. See, the consistency of the cauliflower can be a little, start pulling away a little bit. But yeah, I like all veggies, you know. I don't think there's anything like so specific. Oh yeah, really love these, or you know, it's like char grilled veggies. You can't go wrong with them. Anyway, so yeah, there is our delightful fish pie, or healthier fish pie, shall I say, with the scallop shrimp. Roasted root veggies. Camera, you having a spitz? Are you okay? Char grilled zucchinis and garlic. Obviously for the potatoes we did potatoes and cauliflower mash, piped on a bit of Parmesan cheese. If you want a bit more color, you'd probably need a little bit more cheese, but maybe go for maybe a bit of cheddar or a light cheddar if you're looking for a healthier option. That's fine. And then obviously for the sauce we used almond milk for a healthier option. We had mustard in there, garlic, onions, thyme. We also had a little touch of lemon juice in there, and then obviously the fish, the spinach, asparagus, peas. Lots of goodness in there. So much goodness. Lots of flavor. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time as always. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I was going to say Friday. It's Friday tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you for all the love today and support. Appreciate it. Have a great evening. Much loves. Bye for now, guys.